So it's Chelsea versus Real Madrid time, guys. The question is, he Kante खेल रहा है midfield में. Real Madrid have, of course, got the best midfield in the world as they talk about. Though yeah, I'll come to you first because today, like as we are joined with the wonderful guys from Chelsea Lucknow, Aradhya and Rishabh. Guys, say hi. I am sure our subscribers are looking forward to having you guys on board. Though I'll come to you first, man. What do you think? क्या लगता है? Do you think Real are going to be straight winners from this?
I will start off by saying that it's just great to be doing this. We are expanding daily with new people on board, and for people from Chelsea Lucknow to come up and be a part of this, I think is just a great movement for us as a podcast. And to answer your question, I mean, Chelsea overturned a first leg deficit against Dortmund to reach the quarterfinals. So I will not get ahead of myself, even though I feel that yes, Real Madrid is a great team and they have always belong to the stage, and Chelsea has had its own problems as we discussed in the preview of the first leg. But I am looking forward to what Aradhya and Rishabh Bhai has to say about how they feel Chelsea is going to perform tonight.
कुछ साल पहले कहावत थी कि कांटे नहीं कटते दिन ही रात. That was because Kante was a mainstay in Chelsea's midfield. But today Chelsea fans की रातें नहीं कट रही है because losses इतनी सारी हो रही है. लेकिन ऋषभ भाई चैंपियंस लीग में चेल्सी है and they turned it around against Dortmund. Do you think that this time again they can pull off a surprise?
So I'll start off with like Coach Kepa said that Remontada is on. So I don't know if it is.
Remontada.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but let's see. We did like last year. We had an amazing second leg versus Real Madrid, uh, where we like lost out because of that unreal Luka Modric assist.
Yeah.
And this year, yeah, this is definitely we have our back towards the wall, and the only thing which we can do is probably go out and give our best. And hope is a wonderful word, and I'm sure we're going to do well. At least we'll show some fight. 2-0 is not a big defi, it's not a defi thing scoreline which cannot be breached. It can be overcome. uh, सो दो ही चीजें हैं, या तो जीतेंगे या फिर वो तू झूठी में मक्कार का गाना यार बेदर्दिया सुनेंगे बाद में इसके.
कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं. I think
Yeah.
Shivam bhai agrees with you. He's also like Real is a different beast here. But again, like I just feel that Chelsea, if you look at that midfield with Kante, Enzo, like I think they have it in them to turn it around. Havertz, you never know, on his day he can just turn a game around. Champions League final में गोल मार चुका है वो. And Mrigan Bhai is also here with us. He is also saying that Chelsea
Hi.
maybe can make the difference. He says hi. And you see, like coming to you, Aradhya bhai, I have to ask you, like, what do you think Chelsea? What weakness do you think in the Real side that you think Chelsea can capitalize on? And how do you see Chelsea staging a comeback? Like, what should they be doing to change it all around?
To be very, first of all, thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak
Pleasure,
here.
man.
And
Pleasure.
talking about the weakness of Real, uh, to be very honest, I do not see any. And what Chelsea need to do is, I think that the first 30 minutes are going to be very crucial. If
Fair enough.
we are able to score in the first 30 minutes, then I think it's a very open tie. And in games like these, uh, you never have a clear favorite because it's the clutch moments that can happen at any instant. Like suppose at the अचानक से एक पेनल्टी मिल गई चेल्सी को all of a sudden. It does not matter how poor or how if we're parking the bus or जैसा लाइनअप से लग रहा है किसी भी इंस्टेंट पे अगर एक पेनल्टी मिल जाए हमको then it can completely turn around the whole dimension of the game. So
Absolutely.
I'm just hoping that we put up a fight. It does not matter ki uh, see, they are 13-time European champions. It's in their blood. They know what it takes to reach finals and go on to win it. but
Hmm.
I'm at least expecting Chelsea to put up a fight tonight. That's all I'm hoping. And I was just now I was seeing the videos on Twitter of Chelsea fans outside Stamford Bridge. They are in full throttle. I mean, they are in huge numbers, and I think they are
Right.
going to give this Madrid team a very testing time inside the bridge. Mm.
Fair enough, fair enough. Doi, coming to you, and like because I'm coming to Doi, I will like tell some of the comments from our female fans. Shambhavi here says go Benzema. Anyway, so I was meaning to ask you that considering Real's attack of Rodrigo, Benzema, and of course Vinicius, how do you think it is going to do against the Chelsea defense that has kind of struggled this season?
Yeah, I feel again before answering this question, Radhav, I said many great things that I feel are going to be important aspects of this game. But I think he mentioned Real Madrid won the Champions League 13 times, but they won it 14 times. But anyway, a Real Madrid fan is just
Uh,
too much into the numbers because we have won it so
yeah,
many times and all. But I feel, and why I also pick up from what Radhav I mentioned is that when he mentioned about one moment here and there could change the direction of the match. And I know people like Vinicius Junior and all who have had great seasons, and Chelsea's backline haven't had one of the best timings throughout the season. I feel at the beginning, first half, 30 minutes, 45 minutes is going to tell us what's going to happen in the match. And I mean, it's true for most matches in football, but even more so today, because there's a difference going to Stamford Bridge, all the fans coming in from behind, no matter what your history has been. If certain fans can come up, if certain players can come up and show something in the first 15-20 minutes, the entire buzz in the stadium gets changed. So,
right,
but
right.
on the contrary, I'll also say players like Marco Asensio, he's been someone जिसे मैंने personally इतने बार देखा है somewhere around the 70-75th minute. Real Madrid is struggling to have that goal. Score is 0-0. He comes in, scores that excellent goal. It also happened, I think, in the weekend against Cadiz. So these kinds of things, I feel overall, while Chelsea has a lot to challenge Real Madrid to tonight, but I feel कि हाँ यार, I feel reassured that it won't be a big enough jolt that would finish our Champions League season for this time around. That's what I feel.
Fair enough, fair enough. I mean, Chelsea fans are pretty optimistic though. Like Niharika here says that Chelsea can at least get a win here, and even Mriganki is saying that Real should just book their ticket back, which is pretty enthusiastic. And I just for Chelsea's sake, I hope he can do that. But yeah, Rishabh bhai, tell me one thing. Honestly, like with Chilwell missing, how much of an impact do you think it's gonna make to Chelsea's already overburdened sort of defense this season, and how do you see them coping with it?
Absolutely. Chile missing out in this match, getting a red card because of a fault which was not his, to be honest. Like, somebody else was not in the position and he had to obviously trace back and do that foul. Is Chile is going to be a big miss this time. It's not only for defense, but also going forward. The aspect which Ben Chilwell brings in to Chelsea's attack is unreal. It's probably not quantified correctly, to be honest. We
Absolutely.
he's in my opinion, he is one of the most underrated Chelsea player. And we saw how he got injured and how Chelsea season went into uh, catastrophic downfall after that. So Chile is obviously a big miss, but yes, there are players like Cocorella. Yes, for all the poor season he had, I'm sure one good match it takes to turn around things. And playing in front of home
Yeah.
fans is a massive, massive, massive boost for Chelsea. And also, I was like looking at the lineup. Yeah, though it feels like we're trying to park the bus, but probably the only thing which I felt was probably Modric could come in. Still, the raw pace of Modric is different. It's still not like is still not tapped in properly, but that could have
Fair
brought
enough.
in a real difference. And I agree, like first 30 minutes, if we get a goal, that will send some jitters down Real Madrid and Don Carlos spine, and I'm sure we're going to do like once you have that unsettling goal. anything can happen. Anything can happen, and we have seen it time and
So
time again that if one goal happens, it's the complete match setup change. So let's see.
Hmm.
Let's hopefully
absolutely.
big match Howards will kick in, and we'll have that early goal.
Absolutely. Aradhya bhai, so Lampard has had a really tough start to his tenure, three losses on the trot, and now facing Real again, right? Like, I think Harbhajan here says that this is his last chance as Chelsea manager. I think this is the third coming of Frank Lampard, as much as I know. So, how do you think, and do you think that if he ends up losing this match badly or something, it's like gonna be game over for Frank Lampard?
I think it's too big of a task, too big of a statement to say that it's his last chance to prove something, because he has done a marvelous job in his first tenure. I mean, with the transfer bans and so many young players in the squad, he was given proper time, and he showed that he is a capable manager. So I do not think that one game is sufficient to define what kind of character Frank Lampard is. So I do not feel that he should be judged based on just one game. It's true that
Fair.
he has been on the losing side for the last three matches, but so was Graham Potter, so was Thomas Tuchel. So why single out Frank Lampard when the whole team is performing below par throughout?
Uh,
Mm.
True that. Like, I do understand how you feel that Chelsea overall have been overwhelming, and putting the blame on one person can be too isn't the right thing to do in the longer term. So Divyansh here says Hala Madrid, and we have the Real Madrid fans coming in. But again, like the general consensus from the Chelsea fans is that maybe playing Reece higher, or maybe as Kirtan says, man marking on Modric could help. Though honestly, like, how do you see Real's midfield? Like the famous Real midfield of Cruz, Modric, having players like Valverde. How do you see it impacting the match? And do you think they will be making life difficult, or do you think Chelsea can give them a fight with Enzo and Kante there?
Yeah, I feel we know about how N'Golo Kante has been one of the reliable players Chelsea has had for a long time, and the middle line for Chelsea also looks like Reece James, Enzo Fernandez, who's had so much of talk around Chelsea ever since he has joined the club and all. I want, even as a Real Madrid fan, I want to have a close match where everyone can't really look somewhere else for even a minute. And but at the end, I have just seen too many matches, and not just because I'm a Real Madrid fan, but anyone who has closely followed Real Madrid, Modric, Cruz, Valverde recently, now he's also reaching those levels of reliability, consistency around the midfield at all times, which is why I feel is one of the hallmarks of why Real Madrid has been able to perform well in the Champions League for such a long time. Not only are their old war horses doing well, but they're also being able to come up with youngsters who are maintaining that intensity, that game plan. So if Chelsea has very cut to cut plans and they're able to execute it and just do something that Real Madrid feel uncomfortable in the opening few moments of the match, I will still say it's going to be a cracking game for us.
It's gonna be tracking the game, though he says. But again, like Rishabh bhai, we have got fans for you here, and they are saying that they have been watching you for a long time, and they are requesting shout outs. But talking about fandom, there's a player who Chelsea fans have been pretty crazy for all since he has come in. Enzo Fernandez is his name. Do you think this is the match where the which could be the like the new homecoming of Enzo Fernandez? It could be a match in which he makes an impact, and it really starts off his Chelsea career in the right direction.
Uh, it's a very difficult question, like to be honest, to answer, because one match won't decide how Enzo legacy will be in at Stamford Bridge. But yes, definitely, this is a match which Enzo can definitely impact. We when Enzo came in, everybody was talking like, it's gonna be a big midfield with Kante and Kova along with Enzo. So we need to give time for this midfield to set in. But it's just, let's be honest, it's just one match. This one match. This is
Yeah.
the match where Chelsea has to perform. 2-0 is not a big score line, to be honest. In Champions League, we have seen it's being overturned. So Enzo is definitely is the probably the biggest player along with Conte. We had seen like how amazing Kante was in the first leg, though he was not still the prime Kante, but we saw that. But along with Enzo, I'm sure if both of them click, and we had a good day with the Howards and let's say some cheeky goals, maybe we can see the 14 time champions being knocked out tonight.
Absolutely. So before I jump on to the predictions, Aradhya bhai, so these games was really criticized in the last match, and people have been calling out for these games to play higher, and it was said that these games was absolutely getting skinned by Vinicius, but like that has been the case with a lot of European right backs. So do you think he can turn it around in this match? And how do you see him faring against the Brazilian superstar?
Uh, I think that last to last season we have seen that Reese was very pretty effective in containing Vinicius. So there's absolutely no denying that it can happen tonight. So see, everyone has sometimes bad days and sometimes good days. So it was one of his bad days. I mean, the last week's match. So I have my full trust and faith in Reece James. So I think he can contain Vinicius tonight. I'm hoping for it. I'm rooting for it. Mm.
I mean, squad consistency has been lacking, as Devanshu Bhai points it out, and Harbhajan says that none of the tactics have been working. But like coming on to it, guys, honestly, though I had come to you first, not because you are my co-host, but we are probably just going in a sequential order. How do you see? Like, what do you think will be the final prediction of this tie?
I feel tonight we might it's going to be a strong start for Chelsea, but in the second half I feel we are going to a bit run away with the game. I will say I'll say 3-1 for Madrid. Chelsea is going to
Yeah.
score, but in the initially, I just want them to do a bit well so that the match gets interesting. But I feel Real Madrid is just the last time they were in England. Anukar sir, I hope you remember what had happened to Liverpool. So that's not a very nice memory for Liverpool fans. But I feel
Yeah,
Madrid
right.
just has it in them to do well in England sometimes, and Chelsea aren't really in the. Maybe 2 years back they could have challenged it in a big way. Tonight I just don't feel it from inside that Chelsea can pull it off.
My friend Doi Pine here, as you guys can see, has a knack of, bringing events from my personal professional life that have traumatized me. But yeah, Rishabh Bhai, I'll come to you. So Prigang Bhai says that, these games did a lot better in the second half. Like, what are your final predictions? Do you see Chelsea mustering a win? Or like, do you see this tie getting won by Real this time around too? Rishabh
I
Bhai?
think your mic is in mute.
Mine or
Sorry.
Rishabh Bhai's?
Yeah,
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 it
yeah,
was.
yeah.
So I was saying
Rishabh bhai.
it's 3-1 Chelsea, and Chelsea wins it in penalties.
fair
Oh,
enough.
but that
Okay, that is a bold
that would be
prediction.
fun, man. Then,
Yeah.
like every single football fan, no matter which team they support, would be talking about it tomorrow.
Though
Yeah.
even Darshan Bhai is saying that you don't need to bring trauma for Liverpool fans. But yeah, my final question today is from Aradhya Bhai. Aradhya Bhai, क्या लगता है चेल्सी जीत पाएगी या ऋषभ भाई से एग्री करता है या फिर इट्स गोना बी समवेयर इन द मिडिल की 1-0 जीत गई चेल्सी और तब भी दे गेट नॉकड आउट.
Uh, my heart says that Chelsea will go through, but my mind says that Chelsea will win the match, but Madrid will pull it out eventually, combined in both legs. Hmm.
Hmm.
So I'll go for a 2-2 draw. Hmm. and
As
then
Devanshu Bhai says,
Chelsea Chelsea just nicking the penalty shootout.
fair enough, fair enough. As the Devanshu Bhai says that, it's all about Chelsea keeping Vinicius quiet. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. And honestly, what I can say is that it's gonna be a tough time for me. I'd still go with a 1-0 win to Chelsea, but that's as much as I personally see them. But yeah, what's gonna happen? Well, it's for the future to decide, and maybe tomorrow Chelsea fans can wake up happily. But for now, it is what it is. And thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, Rishabh bhai. Thank you, Aradhya bhai. Thank you, Doi, for being a wonderful co-host always. And it was great having you guys. And hopefully, next time we can have more Champions League nights with Chelsea or even Real Madrid for that matter. Either
Sure.
way, that's a wrap for this episode. And thank you guys for joining us. It's always a pleasure having you on board. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much
much.
Thank you.
for the podcast. Thank you so much.